Now the next class for us to look at that I think is just a bit better than Warrior for surviving in hardcore is Shaman. To start off, let's look at the reason Shaman can be a bit of a struggle to level to 60 safely. First is their relatively poor mobility and escape tools, in which they only have a few tools to help them get away, those being Ghost Wolf and either Stoneclaw or Earthbind Totem, but each of these have their problem. Ghost Wolf, while it is at least some mobility, does have a cast time, which heavily hinders it since it can be delayed by melee attacks or gives time for things to catch up to you, so it isn't very good in close quarters. For the totems, you can only have one at a time since they are both earth totems, and they have limits on top of their mutual exclusivity. The Stoneclaw totem will taunt enemies nearby every 2 seconds, but it generates very little threat, making it only useful for pulling off extra enemies you weren't originally fighting. Then the Earthbind totem pulses very slowly and has a limited range, so it is not uncommon for faster enemies to walk right past the totem if you're trying to use it when running away. Shaman also has a few other issues, namely the fact that they are pretty weak in the levels 50 to 60 range, their lack of large damage cooldowns, and the fact that totems can ninja pull mobs if you forget about them. While these issues do persist though, Shaman has a few things going for it. First, they are pretty tanky, especially after level 40, since they have access to mail armor and self-healing. Also, Shamans are very strong in the early levels and do a lot of damage, making getting through the first 20 to 30 levels pretty easy. Lastly, they do have a pretty good amount of utility with their totems and things like Frost or Earth Shock, which are pretty useful in certain scenarios.